Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 4.3 Notes, Part 1. Today our learning target is to be able to calculate slope from a graph and by using the slope formula. So I hope you guys have your notes out in front of you so you can start following along. A slope. Slope is the vertical change divided by the horizontal change from one point to another from left to right. Okay, the key thing, we're going from the farthest point to the left to the point on the right. Okay, some of you might have heard these words before: rise over run or fall over run. Okay, that's telling us what our slope is. The way the slope always goes is the first number tells us to go up or down, and the second number always tells us which direction to the right to go. Okay? This is going to be a graph that you're going to need to know. Okay, you're going to need to, this helps us remember what each of the slopes mean. Okay, so our first one is a line with a positive slope, rises. You can see that from left to right, it's going up. And that's anytime m is greater than 0. Okay, that means that it's a positive number. Okay. Our next one's line with a negative slope, falls. See how this one is going down from left to right? Okay, and that's when m is less than 0 or negative. All right, our next one is lines with a 0 slope are horizontal. They're straight across, and that's only 0. And the last one is undefined slope are vertical, which means they go straight up and down. So those are the 4 types of graphs that we can have. Okay? Now, let's go through trying to figure out which one is which. So, slope gives us direction from one point to another, and the direction is from left to right. Find the slope of the line through the following points. So, we're going to have to graph these and figure out where they are. So, always remember that this is the y-axis and this is x. When you go right, x is positive. If we go left, x is negative. When we go up, y is positive and y is negative. And our points are always x, comma, y. Okay, so there's our mini review. Our first point is 4, 0, so from the middle, we're going to go right 4, and we don't need to go up or down. And then our next point is 2, negative 3. Go ahead and draw your line. You guys should be using a ruler, your ID, a straight edge. Okay, and now to find the slope, all we do is we start with our point on the left. How many up are we going? We're going up 3 and to the right 2. So it means our slope is 3 over 2 and it is rising because it's going from left to right, it's going up. Okay, let's look at the next one, negative 1, negative 1. So I'm going to plot negative 1, negative 1 and 4, negative 4 and draw the line. Now is this rising or falling? Okay, this is falling, so we should have a negative slope. So we're going to draw our little triangle to see how many points we got to go. We got to go down 3, so that's negative 3, and to the right 5. So our slope is negative 3 over 5. Okay, let's look at the next one. Negative 3, 1, so negative 3, positive 1. Positive 3, negative 1. Draw your line. And let's count the slope. First off, rising or falling? Hopefully you're saying falling because it's going down, which means we're going to have a negative slope. So we go down 2 and to the right 6. So negative 2 over 6. What can we do with that number? hopefully you're saying reduce, because you can divide both the top and bottom by 2, okay? Our key here is we always, always, always reduce the fraction, okay? If we can make it smaller, make it smaller. All right. Number 4, why don't you guys go ahead and pause the video and see how you do. Okay, you should have got that this was a falling graph. You're going down 6 and to the right 1, so negative 6 over 1, which reduces to negative 6. Okay, let's do the next two together. We've got 3, positive 3, negative 4, and 0, negative 4. Go ahead and draw your line. Okay, remember that this is the vertical change over your horizontal change. So the top number tells us how many up did we go. Well, you didn't go up at all, but we go to the right 3 spots. 0 divided by 3 is 0. So that is our slope, and this is a horizontal line. Okay? Negative 3, negative 4, negative 3, negative 1. Draw your line. Now this one, our horizontal change going up is 3, but horizontal is 0. We don't move at all. This is a undefined slope. You cannot divide by 0. And this is a vertical line. Okay? So that's how we figure out slope from a graph. Go ahead and flip it over. Now we're going to talk about the slope formula. Now we talked about how it is the vertical change over the horizontal change. So when you want the change, you are subtracting. Your x's are your vertical, or your y's are the vertical, and your x's are the horizontal. Now that you might look at this and be like, what's up with all these numbers? It's really not that bad, okay? Just know that we have to subtract the y's and we subtract the x's, and to always reduce your answers. So anytime I get started with this, I'm always just going to write that part of the formula down. That way I don't get confused with all the different subtraction signs, because that's the hardest part, okay? Now, the y's go on top, so I'm going to draw a line to know that I first put 3 and then negative 7. Then we go 2, negative 3. If you look at my points, they're always going to line up on top of each other like that, okay? The y's always go on the top, the x's always go on the bottom. Here we get click, click, 3 plus 7 is 10. On the bottom, same thing, 5. Always reduce, 10 divided by 5 is 2. Now this is a positive slope, so it means that we are rising. That wasn't too bad, was it? All right, let's do the same thing. 9 minus 1, 1 minus 3. 9 minus 1 is 8. 1 minus 3, be careful there, it's negative 2. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. Since it's a negative slope, we are falling. So just remember, positive equals rising, negative is falling, 0 is horizontal, and undefined is vertical, okay? That's from our little table on the other side, okay? All right, so m equals, we're going to need this for every single one, so that's why I'm just going ahead and doing it. So 1 minus 3 and 4 and negative 2. Be very careful with those signs. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. The bottom is 6. We can reduce that to negative 1/3. It's negative, so it is falling. All right, 7 and 7. Anytime you have the same number, be careful, okay? It's going to be one of those special cases. 7 minus 7 is 0. Negative 2 minus 6. If you need to do the click to remember what to do with the signs, go ahead and do it. 0 divided by negative 8 is 0, which means this is a horizontal line. All right. Okay, well, why don't you guys try number 11. Let's put the points on it together. So 3 minus 1 and negative 7 and 9. So let's pause the video and see how you guys do. Okay, so you should have gotten 1 over negative 8, and that is a falling slope. Just remember, always reduce. All right, number 12, all on your own. Let's pause the video, see how good you guys are. Okay, who noticed that right away that we had 2 of the same x values? Okay, anytime they're the same, remember what I said for number 10, it's going to be a special case. Okay? All right, let's do a couple more together. So negative 1 and negative 3. 9 minus 9. Ooh, same numbers. It's going to be a special case. Which one is it going to be? So we get 2 on the top. 9 minus 9 is 0. Oh. Okay. Undefined, which means it's a vertical line. Okay. 8 and negative 2. 5 and 1. 8 minus 2. 8 minus negative 2 is 10. 5 minus 1 is 4. What's that reduced to, guys? Okay, you should get 5 over 2. And this is rising because it's a positive slope. All right. So for 15 and 16, let's go through and put all the numbers where they go. Ooh, is that going to be a special case? I don't know. And the next one, negative 4 and 8. 3 and negative 6. Okay, so 15 and 16 are all yours. Let's pause the video, please. Okay, and those should have been your 2 answers. 15, we had the same y number, so we got 0 on the top, which is a horizontal line. For 16, you get negative 12 over 9. That reduces if you divide both the top and bottom by 3. And since it's a negative slope, it's falling. Okay, 17 and 18, all you. Good luck. All right, and those should have been your 2 answers. Well, that's going to be it for Algebra 2, Chapter 4.3 Notes, Part 1. As always, if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself because we would love to help you out. Thanks for watching, guys.